Welcome to Capital Currents, where the flow of business news and market trends keeps you ahead of the tide. I'm your watchdog, and today is Wednesday, August 6th. In today's episode, let's first dive into earnings from Palantir. Then, TSMC is going through some internal corporate espionage. The markets were down to start the week, but it looks like those losses were recovered by today. One of the key drivers of this rally seems to be solid corporate earnings. Right now, 79% of the S&P 500 companies that have reported so far have had better than expected revenue, and 82% have beat on profits. So despite the concerns of weakness in the labor markets and the potential impact of tariffs, corporate earnings seem to be a bright spot. Remember, tariffs are going into effect starting this Thursday, and that might take a few months before we start seeing the impact on corporate earnings and inflation. And we'll have to wait for more jobs data to see if the weakness in the labor market over the summer is a concern moving forward. The one thing that the market seems to agree on right now is that we're going to be getting a rate cut in the September Fed meeting. Markets are pricing in a 90% chance of a rate cut at that next meeting. So it looks like it might finally happen, and I think that might be the reason why bulls seem to be in control and pushing the markets higher. Let's run through some headlines, starting with Palantir. Palantir just dropped another massive earnings report, beating expectations across the board. Revenues of the AI software company jumped 48% year over year in Q2, and for the first time ever, their quarterly revenues crossed the $1 billion mark. Palantir's US commercial business was the bright spot in this report. Its AI software is being integrated across major US corporations to boost efficiency, and the results speak for themselves. Revenues in that division for Palantir nearly doubled up 93% over the past year. Now, the government side of their business continues to hold strong as well. The US government revenue rose 53% in Q2, and last week, Palantir landed a $10 billion contract with the US Army for software and data systems. Palantir stock is already up 8x from a year ago, so the expectations are pretty high, but so far they keep clearing it. On the call, their CFO said that LLMs simply do not work in the real world without Palantir, and investors seem to believe it. Shares are up 7%. Let's shift gears and talk about TSMC, because they're dealing with some corporate espionage. TSMC is the biggest, most advanced chip maker in the world. They make chips for Apple, Nvidia, pretty much everyone. And they just reported that 3 of their employees are under investigation for allegedly stealing trade secrets. The leak reportedly involves proprietary information about TSMC's upcoming 2-nanometer chip, which TSMC says will be the most advanced chip on the market in terms of density and energy efficiency. TSMC says they detected unauthorized activity through routine monitoring, and they acted quickly. They conducted an investigation, disciplined the employees, and turned things over to prosecutors in Taiwan. 2 of the individuals are current employees, and 1 is a former employee. All 3 have now been detained. This is being treated as a national security threat for Taiwan because they're an essential part of the AI supply chain. TSMC says they have more than 200,000 trade secrets on their internal systems, and it was the second most awarded company for US patents last year, just behind Samsung. That's all the business headlines I have for you. Let's take a look at some stocks making moves. Shares of Axon are up this morning. The company is best known for making tasers and body cams, and they just reported record revenues and raised their full year forecast. Axon has delivered 30% revenue growth for 6 straight quarters and over 25% growth for 11 straight quarters. The company says that the latest growth was fueled by strong demand for its premium software, body cams, tasers, and counter drone gear. Now, if you look into Axon's business, they break it down into 2 main parts. They have the connected devices, which includes the tasers and the body cams. That grew by 29% and now makes up 56% of their total revenue. But they also have the software and services division, which includes everything from digital evidence management to AI-powered productivity tools that they make for law enforcement. That grew by 39%, and the company is betting big on AI. Axon believes that its AI tools built specifically for law enforcement will continue driving demand. The stock is up more than 14% after earnings, and it's up more than 40% year to date. On the flip side, shares of Hims and Hers are sliding this morning after the company missed revenue estimates. Despite posting a 73% year-over-year growth, revenues in Q2 came in at $545 million, about $7 million shy of what Wall Street was expecting. and their guidance for this quarter was underwhelming. Hims' weight loss business has been in jeopardy ever since the FDA declared that GLP-1 shortages were over. That shortage is what allowed them to sell generic versions of the weight loss drugs like Ozempic and Wegovy. They're not legally allowed to sell those anymore. So now Hims was hoping that a partnership with manufacturers like Novo Nordisk and Eli Lilly would help keep the GLP-1 revenue flowing. But that hasn't worked out because Novo Nordisk has accused Hims and Hers of illegally mass-producing the drug, and they pulled out of their partnership back in June. Their shares are down about 5% this morning. That's all for today's show. Keep navigating those waters and see you tomorrow.